throughout the course of my life, I realized that I was going in a cycle, not just with my own personal problems, but it was also with the people that I was attracting into my life. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about this life is you have to take some accountability in when you give your energy away to everybody else, when you give your energy away to other people and you end up getting hurt, when you end up feeling worthless, it's simply because you gave your energy to the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? We have to pay attention to signs early on that these people are not meant for us. We have to pay attention to signs that these things aren't really meant for us when, we keep doing this thing, but it isn't giving us anything back in return. You know what I'm saying? And when you keep doing that thing that doesn't give you anything back in return, that's good for your soul, you get stuck in a cycle of stagnation, in a cycle of not depression, but a form of it, unworthiness, like I said earlier. When I was really in high school, when I was growing up, I think I developed some bad habits with lust early on, and it kind of affected how I seen myself. So how I went about things and how I went through my high school, and I'm talking in relationship terms right now, I realized that I was stuck in a cycle of unworthiness. Every girl that I looked at, I feel like they didn't want to see me. I feel like they didn't want to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And my self-confidence was shocked. It was shot. But one day I made the switch. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to do what I like to do. I'm going to make sure I like my appearance the way that I like my appearance. So I dyed my dreads, and I started growing out my hair, and I started taking care of myself in different ways. And once I broke that cycle of self-doubt, and I started to really dive deep into my own self-confidence and not to worry about anything else, what anybody else thinks, I noticed I started seeing the changes. I started hitting the gym. It's not about when you do this thing. It's just about, okay, it is all about when you do it. But it doesn't matter when. It might not be, in tomorrow. It might not have been back then when I realized these things, but I realize it now. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Doing that thing right now. And I know I said it's not going to be today, but your day might be over right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be realistic. You might not be able to hit 10, go to the gym right now. You may not be able to hit 10 push-ups right now. You know what I'm saying? Our situations are different, but you decide when the time is right for you to go do this thing. You decide when the time is right for you to end this cycle, or you will continue repeating the same loop. I'm dealing with things myself, and I mentioned lust earlier. That has never changed. I have developed this bad habit ever since I was a youngin'. But I feel like that makes me human when I can be myself and express the things that I'm going through, because I know that I'm not the only one who goes through these things. And I want to make sure that you're not the only one who goes through cycles and endless loops and stagnation. But there's things that you have to do for yourself if you want to improve, if you want to, be the best version of yourself, if you want to not feel unworthy, not feel in stagnation. I was talking to one of my homies yesterday. He was like, when I'm really unbalanced, I start doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I agree. It's really about balance. You don't need to be so addicted to this thing that you can't live without it, but it is also good to experience that thing. I feel like life comes with some sort of balance, and if you don't find a way how to balance that thing that's so addictive in your life, that just takes over your life. Even in relationships, we get addicted to love. We get addicted to seeing that person's name pop up on our phone. We have to be stronger than that. We have to be the people who say, you know what, enough is enough. I can live my life without them. I don't depend on this person's text anymore. I'm not trying to say it's silly, but it is silly though. because we have so many beautiful things that we can experience in this life. You have so many opportunities to be a better version of yourself, for not only for yourself, but give your joy, give your soul, give light to the world. You know what I mean? And we kind of just let those things take over. But on this journey to becoming the best version of yourself, and not the best version of yourself, but in a way, your higher self. You know, I believe in the spirit, I believe in the soul, I believe in God and the higher power. And if you don't believe in it, then I don't really know what to tell you. But I mean, maybe this is when you may have to click off the video. But if you do believe in God, like me, or a higher power, or the universe, or like I said, a higher power, you have to connect with yourself when you feel like you're stuck. You have to sit with yourself, so then you will be able to receive the messages from God. You know, it's easy to fall into cycles, into loops, patterns, but not all loops and patterns are really beneficial to our soul. And if it's not beneficial to our soul, then is it truly beneficial to us? I feel like we have to be strong sometimes. And strong in terms of having the strength to control your mind, because that's where it all begins. You know, we see something, it triggers our reaction, it triggers our stimuli, like it stimulates something in the brain. It triggers something in you, like when you smell weed, boom, that's in your mind, like, oh, I'm finna go get high. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, you're 2 weeks without smoking, and I have a best friend, right? And I have a lot of good friends. They smoke weed, they vape, whatever the case may be. But I know if I want to be better for myself, then I cannot keep surrounding myself around people who are going to encourage me to smoke. And I can't be so willing to fall short with my own goals because I smell that thing that was once familiar to me. I feel like it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to not know how to get yourself out of the loop. But if you know this thing isn't good for you, then it's time to get really, really uncomfortable. You know, if you know that you're actually trying to stop this thing, it's time to get actually really uncomfortable. Because I feel like we find too much comfort in the things that are not good for us. We start to consume ourselves with that thing. And I feel like we have to stop hiding from our own darkness, covering our own light. And when you fall short with yourself, you'll realize it will start showing up in other ways of your life, in other parts of your life. And like I said earlier, it's about balance, man. When you're not balanced, you'll start to do other things that make you feel even more unbalanced. You know, but now I've been locked in, dialed in, meditating. You know, and one of the things that's really helped me along my journey, and just to get clear about what I want and to get clear about my goals, is visualizing yourself doing the thing, or visualizing yourself being successful in the thing that you're not trying to do. You know what I mean? Visualize yourself being so disciplined on your journey that you're 3 weeks clean, no alcohol, no drugs, no, you know? Easier said than done, of course. But when you get those triggers, you know, that meditation, the breath work, the mindfulness, the things that you're practicing now will help you when it's time, when times get hard, man. So one thing that I really hope that you could take away from this video is just, you know, recognize when the thing is getting too bad. You know, I'm not saying don't have a drink. I'm not saying, you know, don't vape. I'm not saying don't get high. What I'm saying is, if you do these things for the reason that you do them, because I'm not judging you, try to do it in moderation. Try to not let this thing consume you, so you don't get caught up in a loop, in a pattern, so you can keep retaining who you are and live this life with joy, and actually enjoy who you are and enjoy where you are. So I hope this video really helped y'all out. I really appreciate y'all. It's just a blessing, man. 70K followers. I'm at a loss of words, but I'm grateful for all of you, and I hope to continue making videos like this, and to make sure that they resonate with you, and to keep being a vessel that God has sent me down here to help connect with others, and to nurture others, and to make sure that they're on their path to and healing and becoming their natural selves too. So I really love you guys. Y'all have a blessed one.